KLT. Follow me, I am the leader. Stepping on them like I'm coming for freedom. Marching on them for them starving, tell me who gon' feed them. They won't walk over X when you need them. Black Panther, no Disney movie, we gon' walk them down with them eagles. Freedom, they say what they like it's flattery. I speak the truth in this prophecy. Stay strapped with that sword and the IGP. Like Moses, son, so look, come follow me. Long way from that's the way them pilots be. I had that row and no total, no bother me. Sitting at the top, no monopoly. I ain't the one coming follow me. Running the game so long, need a breather. Strikes on my back like they beat him. Gotta stay strong, you must finish my freedom. Gotta stay on, let that switch up that light with the see me. I'm the red in the game, so you better take it easy. Stepping on my toes, show them really wanna see me. They hit it, then they gone Houdini. Trying to make me see rubbing on my neck, and I'm pop out like a genius. Still my grind, you know we break. Running it back and I call it that replay. I wanted it back, they on my back. They don't wanna follow best friend, what we say. I'd like to give all praise to the Heavenly Father. Kahalabna YAHAWAH. Bashum Mashat Yosha. We're about to get into it. Now you got many camps, many other people, some of them. It's nonsense. They teach you that Satan is Yahweh's hitman, you know, that he sends around killing people. We'll go over a few things before we get into that to give you some understanding. Because these are scriptures that they'll run to and try to confuse you. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, Yahweh, do all these things. So this is one of the scriptures they'll run to. And this is dealing with balance. It's just common sense. But the scriptures teach you that. Because he forms the light. He forms what is good. And create darkness. So when light is disbalanced, you get darkness. I make peace and create evil. Everything's made good and peaceful. And when it becomes unbalanced, evil is created. Family. And what that does is create judgment. Let me read a few things. I'm going to go to Proverbs chapter 16. Give you some understanding on that. The preparations of the heart of man and the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, but Yahweh weigheth the spirits. So we see that all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. So there's people that do wicked things and think it's right to them when it's really unbalanced and that's evil. Like your buddy Bill Gates stirring up those potions. To him in his own eyes, he might feel like it's right. He getting rid of people off the earth. Thinking he making it more sustainable for himself and the people he wanted to be for. But you gotta understand something. We know he's evil and wicked, and what he's doing is wicked. But all the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes. So you gotta understand. Some people are unbalanced and don't even know the balance. Commit works unto Yahweh, and your thoughts shall be established. Yahweh hath made all things for himself. This is one of the verses they run to. Even the wicked for the day of evil. See what you gotta understand. Most times you see this word evil, it doesn't always mean evil as an evil person or something. This word also means judgment, where it's been placed at in these scriptures, family. Yahweh hath made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of judgment. And a lot of people consider the day of judgment to be evil. So that's why they plant this word up. But it also means judgment. And this is what it's meaning in this context. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. You see, fam, this is about judgment. So when you see that word evil there, it's not talking about what they want you to believe it to be. But to some people, they consider the day of judgment evil. Definitely to an evil, wicked person. Because they know what they're getting in judgment. But though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged. And by the fear of Yahweh, men depart from evil. So this is when it's speaking in the context of the evil things they're doing and say evil there. Family, understand that. And the word fear doesn't also mean scared. It also means obedience. And by the obedience of Yahweh, men depart from evil. But in some contexts, fear does mean fear as being scared, because also understanding, fearing the judgment will call you to obey the judgment. Definitely for a righteous man. Because a wicked man don't even believe. When a man ways please Yahweh, he makes even his enemies to be at peace with him. You see that? So when your ways are balanced and you please Yahweh, even your enemies will be at peace with you. That's what people don't understand. He created all things good, men to be at peace. He even make your enemies at peace with you if you are balanced and have your kingdom balanced. If you rule in the kingdom. Better is a little right with righteous than great revenues without right. A man's heart devises his way, but Yahweh directs his steps. A divine sentence is in the lips of the king. His mouth transgresses, not in judgment. A just weight and balance are Yahweh. See, this is what we deal with, family. I form the light, create darkness. I'm getting more detail when I'm going through these scriptures, but I'm just reading this Proverbs to give you some understanding before we go through them. All the weights of the bag are his work. It is an abomination to kings to commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. So we know these kingdoms, these thrones, they were set up by righteousness. Not these on earth today. I'm saying when Yahweh created them, he created the crown to be up by righteousness, the thrones, and for kings. But many became unbalanced, became wickedness. That's what you got, a president, a dictator, whatever country you live in. These rulers have become wicked. But the throne is established by righteousness. But they have wickedness ruling over these thrones on this earth. So it's unbalanced. Righteous lips are the delight of kings, and they love him that speaketh right. The wrath of a king is as messengers of death. You see that? But a wise man will pacify it. We'll go to verse 17. The highway of the upright is to depart from evil. He that keepeth his way preserveth his soul. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better is it to be humble. Better is it to be of a humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whoso trusteth in Yahweh, happy is he. The wise in heart shall be called prudent, and the sweetness of lips increases learning. Understanding is a wellspring of life unto him that hath it. But the instructions of fools is folly. The heart of the wise teacheth his mouth, and addeth learning to his lips. Pleasant words are as a honeycomb, sweet to the soul, and health to the bones. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. He that laboreth for himself, for his mouth craveth it of him. And an ungodly man diggeth up evil. You see this, family? An ungodly man diggeth up evil. Create these disimbalances. And in his lips there is as a burning fire. And what the disimbalance bring is judgment. People that follow those ways are also falling in judgment. Let me read one more real quick. Micah 6. Let me see. We'll go to verse 6. Wherewith shall I come before Yahweh and bow myself before the high God? Shall I come before him with burnt offerings, with cows of a year old? Will Yahweh be pleased with thousands of rams, or with 10,000 of rivers of oil? Shall I give my firstborn for my transgression, the fruit of my body for the sin of my soul? See, he asking the question. He has showed you, O man, what is good. And what does Yahweh require of you? But to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God, with Yahweh. Yahweh's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall see your name. Hear you the rod, and who hath appointed it? Are there yet the treasures of wickedness in the house of wicked? and the scant measures that is abominable, shall I count them pure with the wicked balances? See this? If you count the wickedness pure, it has to be judged. And with the bag of deceitful weights, for the rich men thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and their tongue is deceitful in their mouth. So when you're dealing with Isaiah 45 and 7, you're dealing with balances. Things were created for good. When they become unbalances, evil is created. Judgment is created. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. That's another one. See now that I, even I am he, then there is no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So they'll run to that verse too. But let's go to 2 Kings 5. Give you a little bit of understanding on it. And the king of Syria said, go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver and 6,000 pieces of gold and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, now when this letter is come unto you, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman, my servant, to you, that you may recover him of his leprosy. So see what this is about. Sending him that the king of Yasharal may recover Naaman of his leprosy, right? And it came to pass when the king of Yasharal had read the letter, that he rent his clothes. So he was fired up about this, rent his clothes, and said, am I YAHAWAH to kill and make alive? And we know kings had the power to kill. Even had means of healing in their kingdoms, like hospital, you know what I'm saying, clinics. But the kings had the power to kill. But this man come to be recovered of his leprosy. And he said, am I God to kill and make alive? That this man does send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy. Wherefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me. So he upset about this. He telling you, am I God to kill and make alive? So this understanding of Deuteronomy 32 and 39 is deeper than what they understand. We go to Matthew 10 and 28. And fear not them which kill the body. So we know there's people that kills the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. So that's how deep Deuteronomy 32, 39 go into. This gets all the way into a spiritual thing. And they don't understand it. He created balances and judgments for the wrongdoings of man. There's evil, wicked men that kill. He said, do not fear them that kill the body, but fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Isaiah 45 and 11. Before we read that, I read it. This says YAHAWAH, the Holy One of Yasharal, and his maker. Ask me of things to come, concerning my sons, and concerning the work of my hands, command you me. I have made the earth, and created man upon it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all those hosts have I commanded. So clearly, you know, I created all these things. I created the balances. I created all good. And when that good is broken to unbalance, evil is created and judgment comes. But let's jump to Amos, because they like to run to this scripture in Amos. Verse 6, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people be not afraid? Shall there be evil in a city, and YAHAWAH hath not done it? Which is dealing with judgment because of evilness. Shall there not be judgment in the city, and YAHAWAH have not done it? Because evil man is going to come in that city, but watch. They don't read this stuff. Hear this word, start at verse 1. That YAHAWAH has spoken against you, O children of Yasharal, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore will I punish you. So this is about judgment. For all your iniquities. Can two walk together except they be agreed? So they run to verse 6 and don't even read the other verses. Will a lion roar in the forest when he hath no prey? Will a young lion cry out of his den if he have taken nothing? Can a bird fall in a snare upon the earth where no gin is for him? Shall one take up a snare from the earth and have taken nothing at all? Then that's when you get to verse 6. And they like to jump to it. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Answer the question. Shall there be evil in a city? And Yahweh hath not done it? This is another question. Verse 7. Surely Yahweh will do nothing. You see that? They don't go to the next verse. Surely Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. You see that? Reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. The lion hath roared, who will not fear? Yahweh hath spoken, who can but prophesy? See what he's saying? Because he delivered it, the secrets unto the prophets. Who can but prophesy? You see that? He said they do nothing. He just delivered the secrets unto the servants, the prophets. We get to verse 8. And go over who can but prophesy. We know what it's about. Publish in the palaces at Ashdod, and in the places in the land of Egypt, and say, assemble yourselves upon the mountains of Samaria, and behold, the great tumults in the midst thereof, and the oppressed in the midst thereof. For they know not to do right, says Yahweh, who store up violence and robbery in their palaces. See what they do? Create judgment upon themselves. Therefore, says Yahweh, an adversary there shall be even round about the land, and he shall bring down your strength from you, and your palaces shall be spoiled. So he let you know an adversary, somebody finna come in and take your land. He ain't gonna protect us because we're doing wickedness. So he sent the secrets into the service, the prophets of what's gonna happen, to prophesy these things, to get people to change from their ways. But you know, it didn't happen. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Nehemiah 9:6. Though even thou art Yahweh alone, thou hast made heaven, the heaven of heavens, with all their hosts, the earth and all things that are therein, the seas and all that is therein, and you preservest them all, and the host of heaven worship you. So it just let us know he created all things. He's done this. Acts 17:28. Why am I reading it? Because for in him we live and move and have our being. So he created the light, formed the darkness. He created the balances. He created earth, heavens, man upon it. He created all things. As certain also of your own poets have said, for we are also his offspring. So we get into that and say he created all things. Psalm 148. Praise you, Yahweh. Praise Yahweh from heavens. Praise him in the heights. Praise you him, all his angels. Praise you him, all his hosts. Praise you him, sun and moon. Praise him, all you stars of light. Praise him, you heavens of heavens, and you waters that be above the heavens. Let them praise the name of Yahweh. For he commanded, and they were created. See, and we got our being. He commanded, and we were created. He hath also established them forever and ever. He has made a decree which shall not pass. See, he made a decree that should not pass. But let's continue. Praise Yahweh from earth, you dragons, and all depths. Fire and hail, snow and vapors. This is what we keying on. Fire, hail, snow, and vapors. Storm and wind, fulfilling his word. And what is that talking about? We go to Ecclesiastes 39:29. Fire and hail, and famine, and death. All these were created for vengeance. So he's telling you what he created for vengeance. We ain't got to Satan being no hitman yet, because that's what they teach. But we saying what the scriptures say. He said fire and hail, snow and vapors, stormy wind, fulfilling his word. Then we go to Ecclesiastes 39:29. Fire and hail and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. Psalm 78:43. How he had wrought his signs in Egypt and his wonders in the field of Zon. Now pay attention. He had turned their rivers into blood and their floods that they could not drink. He sent diverse sorts of flies among them, which devoured them, and frogs which destroyed them. He gave also their increase unto the caterpillars, and their labor unto the locusts. So these are animals and bugs and creatures eating up their crops. The water is being contaminated. He destroyed their vines with hail. So we see the hail destroying their vines, and their flocks to hot thunderbolts. So he uses the earth, the storms, the weather for vengeance. He casts upon them the fierceness of his anger, wrath, and indignation, and trouble by sending evil angels among them. Now, what is it talking about? What we just read. But watch. He made a way to his anger. He spared not their soul from death, but gave their life over to the pestilence. So he gave their life over to the pestilence. We just read about the pestilence. And we know that these are also known as the evil angels. What? The fire and hell and famine and death. All these are created for vengeance. This is the evil angels being sent. This is the pestilence they're given over to. You just need to understand that, because we're finna get into say the Hitman. Okay, Ecclesiastes 3:13. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it, at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. Good is set against evil. When he created light and darkness, he made peace and created evil. He does all these things. Why? Because good is set against evil. If all things are good, there would be no evil, family. And life against death. So life is set against death. Good is set against evil, and life is set against death. So the godly against the sinner. So we see 3 times it shows good first. Good, good, good. Good, life, and godly. It shows that righteousness is set against the wickedness. That's what it's teaching. Then the last line it says, and the sinner against the godly. Because the good is going to be set against the sinner. I mean, the godly is set against the sinner. We know that the sinner is going to be against the godly one. This is the balance of he formed light, created darkness, family. These balances, this is what it shows. Good is set against evil, and life against death. It don't say evil is set against good. It says good first for a reason, and life first for a reason, and godly first for a reason. Because these are the ways things were set and created. Of good, life, and godly. But death and evil and all that entered into this world. And we're going to read that, because all things he created were good. So look upon all the works of the Most High. And there are 2 and 2. One against another. You see that? One against another. 2 and 2. Ezekiel 33:11. Say unto them, as I live, says YAHAWAH, I have no pleasure in death. You see that? Hold on. I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. So he has no pleasure in the death of wicked. But that the wicked turn from his way and live. Turn you from your evil ways. For why will you die, O house of Yasharal? We know the book mostly speaks about us, but it gives a broad spectrum for other people too that follow. He says, say unto them, as I live, says YAHAWAH, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. But that the wicked turn from his way and live. So he has no pleasure in the death of wicked. He wants the wicked to turn good, turn righteous, become good. Now let's get some understanding. We go to Genesis 2:15. And YAHAWAH took the man and put him into the garden of Eden to dress it and keep it. And YAHAWAH commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden. See, we got a commandment right here. And he commanded the man, saying, of every tree of the garden, you may freely eat. So all of these nations, these people, you may freely learn, deal, and chill with these people. But of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, these people that got knowledge of good and evil. So we know this kingdom is a kingdom set against itself within, being ran by the serpent Satan and his people. Thou shalt not eat of it, You should not learn. He's telling you shouldn't learn of this. Don't learn for them. People, the knowledge of good and evil, don't learn for these people. For in the day that you eateth thereof, you shall surely die. So it said the day you learn all that nonsense, you're gonna surely die. You take those shots they give you in that kingdom, you surely gonna die. A lot of stuff is going on there. So we're gonna see this is what the concept what we get into, because people don't really understand it. Say, for that day that you eateth thereof, you shall surely die. And let's get some understanding into that. Second Ezra 7:46. I answered then and said, this is my first and last saying, that it had been better not to have given the earth unto Adam, or else when it was given him, to have restrained him from sinning. For what profit is it for men now in this present time to live in heaviness, and after death look for punishment? Oh, you Adam, what have you done? What have you done? For though it was you that sinned, you are not fallen alone, but we all that come of you. So we know Adam also fallen, because Adam was known as a light bearer. That's what they translate the word Lucifer. Lucifer was a whole bunch of beings called that. It just means light bearer. So that's leading the kingdom or leading an order. You are not fallen alone, but we all that come of you. For what profit is it unto us if there be promised us an immortal time, whereas we have done the works that bring death? We go to Romans 5:12. Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin. And so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. For unto the law, sin was in the world. See, people don't understand this. For unto the law, sin was in the world. But sin is not imputed where there is no law. Nevertheless, because Adam was given his order. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses. You see that? Death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned, after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come. But now as the offense, so also is the free gift. For if through the offense of one man it be dead, much more the grace of Yahawah and the gifts of by grace, which is by one man, Hamashiach Yahawashi, hath abounded unto many. But we see death ruled, sin to this world by one man. Death ruled from Adam to Moses. And we know after death continued, but death was ruling from Adam to Moses. Ecclesiastes 3:18. I said in my heart concerning the state of the sons of men, that Yahweh might manifest them, that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth beasts. Even one thing befalleth them, as the one died, so dieth the other. Yeah, they have all one breath, so that a man hath no preeminence above a beast, for all is vanity. All going to one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. So it's talking about the bodies. Now we get to the spirit. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward? And the spirit of the beast that go downward to the earth. So we got spirits going upward. Spirits of man going upward. And we know man is also called a beast. And wicked spirits, they known as beasts. Wicked people, wicked beings. And the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. So that's two separate places. We see where the spirits go already. Who knoweth the spirit of man that go upward? It said, who know it? And the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth. So now we're going to get some understanding of this. Mark 12:27. He is not the God of the dead, but the God of the living. You therefore do greatly err. We go to Wisdom of Solomon 1:12. Seek not death in the error of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the works of your hands. For Yahweh made not death. Let me read that again. For Yahweh made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being, and the generations of the world were healthful, and there was no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteous is immortal. You see that? I already read to you how sin came into this world. We all know how it came, but we let the scripture speak. And death ruled from Adam to Moses. We see right here, Yahweh made not death, neither hath he pleasure in the destruction of the living. For he created all things, that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were healthful, and there was no poison of destruction in them, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth. For righteous is immortal, because he created everything good. Hebrews 2:14. For as much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death, and this is what we're starting off at with St. Pope the Hitman, but we're going to set through problems. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death. Remember, I read to you about death. Yahweh made not death. Who had the power of death? That is the devil. See what it say? And deliver them who through fear of death. People scared to die. They're scared to do righteous. Yahweh wasn't scared to die. He sacrificed himself. He stood up knowing they were going to kill him for what he was teaching. He wasn't fearing death. Nobody want to be tortured, but he wasn't fearing death. We see people scared to stand up for the truth and die in this time. Only very few will. Through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. That's why a lot of people do all these things. They tell you they're going to kill you, or you feel like you're going to die because you ain't going to have the resources you need to buy your groceries or something. You're going to stay in bondage, being subject. Scared of the truth. That you will feel the wicked and evil. But this is the problem here, because St. Pope the Hitman, but YAHAWAH's son, right? That through death he might destroy him that had the power of death. So Yahweh sent YAHAWAH to destroy him that had the power of death. That is the devil. So he's saying Satan, Yahweh, Hitman. He sent YAHAWAH to destroy his own works. Because they saying Satan working for Yahweh. Right, we see problems already, right? Off that one scripture. They continue. 1 John 3:8. He that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. And for the ones that think Yahweh and the devil are the same, or Satan, they try to say God and Satan the same. They're saying God sinned from the beginning, right? He that committed sin is of the devil, for the devil sinned from the beginning. Now watch this. For this purpose, the Son of Yahweh was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. So they say God and Satan the same thing, same person. So you saying he sent his own son to destroy his works? Nonsense. Or the guy that's working for him doing what he tell him to do. They said Satan is God's hitman, Yahweh's hitman, right? So Yahweh sent his son to destroy the works of the devil that he got him doing. What kind of sense that make? It don't make no sense at all, because that's some doctrine they came up with. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. That's another problem. So they saying Yahweh got Satan lurking around, trying to devour people, trying to turn them wicked so he can't destroy them. Why would he do that if he's a righteous, loving God? See, got a problem again. John 10:10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. What Yahushua said, I am come that they might have life, that they might have it more abundantly. So the guy sends Satan to steal, kill, and destroy. Why he sent him to steal? He hates stealing. You know, he hate killing. He sent him to kill too. Something to destroy. For what they teach is just nonsense. But he sent his son that they might have life. They might have it more abundantly. John 8:44. You are of your fathers the devil. Of the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, He speaketh of his own. Look what that say. He speaketh of his own. For he is a liar and the father of it. So the one that say Yahweh, Satan work for Yahweh is Hitman. So he's saying Yahweh sent Satan to be a murderer and a liar from the beginning. That there was no truth in him. That's what they saying. He working for him. He saying him. There's no truth in him though. When he speaking, they lie. He speaking of his own. But they saying he work for Yahweh. He a Hitman. But for some reason, when he's speaking the lie, he's speaking what? Of his own. Don't say he's speaking of Yahweh or of God. But we find out Yahawaah telling this man speaking of his own. Yahawaah telling you this stuff. So I don't get what they be talking about. They must don't believe Yahawaah and they teaching them. But he is a liar and the father of it. So if Satan was obeying Yahweh, Satan the father lied, but Yahweh was something to do the lie, right? So that make who would make the lie? The father of it. See what nonsense that is? They teach. Now the ones think Yahweh and Satan the same person. Yahawaah telling you he's speaking of a lie and he is a liar and all that. And he the father of it. Yahawaah clearly telling you this is not Yahweh. For those that believe that. Luke 4. And in the synagogue there was a man which had a spirit of an unclean devil, and cried out with a loud voice. Now pay attention to what I read. He had a spirit, look what it said, of an unclean devil. So it must be a difference between a clean devil than an unclean devil. They must not pay attention to stuff they read. And cry out with a loud voice. But we understand it's a spirit now. And it was in a man. Saying, let us alone. What have we to do with you? You Yahawaah of Nazareth. Are you come to destroy us? I know who you are. The Holy One of Yasharal. The Holy One of Yahweh. We find him in the Old Testament as the Lord. Call him the same thing. You know who the Holy One is. And find out Yahawaah is the Holy One. But that spirit, there's a man with a spirit inside of him. So we understand that people can be possessed with spirits of devils. They call him a devil. Unclean devil was in this man. And he asked Yahawaah, would you come to destroy us? So they sent by Yahweh. Why would he sent his son to come and destroy them? They say Satan obey that. So if they want to say, oh, these spirits not obeying, so and we know they're not obeying. So their doctrine just don't hold up. They obey Yahawaah, but they ain't obey Yahweh, what I'm saying. If Yahweh sent them, now he got to send his son because they were disobeying, but they obeying his son right here. So we know it's just nonsense. And Yahawaah rebuked them, saying, hold your peace and come out of him. And when the devil had thrown him in the midst, he came out of him and hurt him not. So we see the devil came up out of this man. The spirit came out of this man. So we find out who's conjuring up all these things. We know there's multiple devils, and tell you that. They're not possessed with an unclean devil. We know Satan mean adversary. We know that's an order also. I mean administrator. We know they call one being Satan, but we also know they call him the devil. But there's many called Satans and devils. And you know they call the fallen angels that came with Satan. They're known as devils. And some translate them to being demons. And they were all amazed and spake among themselves, saying, what a word is this? For with authority and power he commanded the unclean spirits, and they come out. So these people are amazed, saying he commanded the unclean spirits, they come out. What power is this? What a word. You see that? What a word is this? For with authority and power he commanded the unclean spirits, and they come out. So you know who conjured up man going around doing all this wicked stuff? Matthew 12:43. When the unclean spirit is going out of a man, he walketh through dry places seeking rest and findeth none. Then he said, I will return into my house from where I came out. And when he is come, he findeth it empty, swept, and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh with himself 7 other spirits. So he gonna get 7 more buddies for you. More demonic spirits, devils. More wicked than himself. And we see Yahweh didn't send him either. We see what it say. He left out and decided on his own. I'm finna return back. Then we decide he go to his garden. She's like, what? I need to go get some help. So we find out he gonna get 7 other spirits. He ain't commanded either. He gonna do this on his own, these spirits. More wicked than himself. And they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. Even so shall it be also unto this wicked generation. So a lot of people just nowadays, a lot of them don't even know it. Because they love it. They feel like they're a part of whatever's in them. That's the way they are. They're unbalanced. But we see, one second. Okay, so we see, fam. There's unclean spirits, unclean devils going around, conjuring up thoughts of men, tricking them up. We know men also, genetics and all that been altered and stuff, so that brought a disbalance to the human body already. So man been thinking wicked thoughts ever since Satan in the garden and Adam. what brought death upon us. Our bodies were altered, genetics altered, our minds became disbalanced. Satan found a way that he could possess the bodies. He needed the bodies disbalanced. He needed the bodies to be in sin. He also modified genetics where he could put his seed into women. Remember, there's a physical seed and a spiritual seed. But let's go ahead and read Proverbs 6:16. These 16 does Yahawah hate. Yeah, 7 are abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue. See, these things he hate. And hands that shed innocent blood. So we got a problem here. He hate hands that shed innocent blood. We know Satan sheds innocent blood. But they saying he's the hitman for Satan. So are you saying Yahawah got Satan going around killing innocent people? They say he judge you for your judgment. But why is he killing innocent people? Because their doctrine don't add up. And a heart that devises wicked imaginations. Feet that be swift and run into mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies. And he that sows discord among brethren. So they want Satan to be Yahweh's hitman. But he hate all these things. We find out there's innocent blood getting shed. These unclean spirits, these devils, we know Satan. And the rest of his demons are doing this to people. But they want you to think Yahweh is sending Satan to kill people. When Satan is killing innocent people. Psalms 10 and 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places does he murder the innocent. So they try to say Yahweh just hitting off innocent people. But you know he hate that. So we know this man can't be working for him. He can't be working for him. And sending him to do all the things out that he hates. What kind of nonsense would that make? Definitely, when their effect won't work on their doctrine, when we see he's shedding innocent blood. So what judgment did they have upon them? What did they do wrong? They're innocent. What law, statute, commandments they're breaking if they are innocent? Just like many of the prophets were killed. Innocent. They'll follow law, statute, commandments. Doing the Father's will, but their blood was shed. We go to James 5 and 6. You have condemned and put to death the righteous man. He does not resist you. So we know they killed a righteous man too. But who's sending them? We know that Yahweh. So that doctrine that they're teaching is just off. Don't make no sense. How you gonna follow his law, statute, commandments and stuff? But he's still sending Satan not to hit you. See, that's the doctrine they fooling you with. We go to Joel 3:19. Egypt will become a waste and Edom will become a desolate wilderness because of the violence done to the sons of Judah, in whose land they have shed innocent blood. Look at this. Most shedding of innocent blood. See, they want you to think Satan can't sin and all this. Why call Satan adversary? Why they call the devil deceiver? Just like man sinning, doing wickedness. And we the son of Yahweh. What they thought? Satan couldn't? Because they try to they want you to be Satan is up there rank with the actual angels, like Gabriel, Michael, all the angels, Uriel. He ain't up there on none of their levels or even in their order. He's in an order way below. Which angel? He in the category of a messenger. He ain't even, they send him in an angel as a godly angel, but he's not. He's a messenger. And he was very smart, wise, and wicked. I'm going to end it. Revelation 12:7. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon. And the dragon fought and his angels, and prevailed not. Neither was there a place found any more in heaven. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So pay attention. If Satan working for Yahweh, like that false doctrine they try to teach you, there's another guy that works for him, Michael. He's gonna go fight another guy that works for him and cast him out because he's obeying. That make any sense? Trying to tell you this, so you gotta watch out for the doctrines they teach. You just read a couple lines and see the doctrine is false. People teach that stuff. So he sent his own angel to cast out his other angel because he's obeying what he tell him to do. Scripture don't say that. Scripture do not say that. He deceiveth the world. He's been lying to everybody. It tell you in the scripture. It say that. He cast out. Why? He deceiveth the whole world. Him and his demons, his devils, angels cast out with him. Now they found a way to possess man and use the body as a man, which we know how the story. It's in the stories and in history. But I'm going to end it up, family. Let me give all praise to the Heavenly Father. Kahalam na Yahawah, Basham Mashat Yahusha. KLT. Follow me, I am the leader. Stepping on them like I'm coming for freedom. Marching on them for them starving, tell me who gon' feed them. They won't walk with X when you need them. Black Panther, no Disney movie, we gon' walk them down with them eagles. Freedom, they say what they like it's flattery. I speak the truth in this prophecy. Stay strapped with that sword in the eye to be. Like Moses, son, so look, come follow me. Long way from that store where them pilots be. I had that row and no total, no bother me. Sitting at the top, no monopoly. I ain't the one coming follow me. Running the game so long, need a breather. Strikes on my back like they beat him. Gotta stay strong, you must finish my weed. Gotta stay on, let that switch up that light with the semen. I'm the ready in the game, so you better take it easy. Stepping on my toes, you don't really wanna see me. They hit it, then they gone Houdini. Trying to make me seem rubbing on my neck, I'm pop out like a genie. Still my grind, you know we break. Running it back and I call it a replay. I wanted it back, they on my back. They don't wanna balance that swim, what we say.